Hello and welcome back to our first round coverage of the 2018 MVP Open at Maple Hill Disc Golf Course, Disc Golf Pro Tour final stop from Massachusetts. We've got our back nine coverage featured group, James Conrad, Michael Johansen, Juhani Vainio, and Eagle McMahon. Big Sexy commentary here with you, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
Yeah, we saw James Conrad just making some big putts and doing some really crazy, awesome things with jump putts. Really impressive. Eagle had a couple of struggling holes, and so did MJ, and Johanni just was hanging in there. Made a couple good birdies there, missed some putts, but everyone's doing okay. Ended the hole 10.
Hole 10, par 3, 380 feet, playing 505 feet.
I would say more, almost.
Huge crush, going uphill the whole way to the castle. James with the big run up. Oh no.
Yep. And I have seen that tree hit before, and it will be hit again. It is really the only obstacle besides the fact that you're going up 100 million feet.
MJ.
Well, those are the other obstacles, I guess, those trees.
Well, he gets through them, though, so he'll have a 125-foot layup, perhaps. Eagle, no question, has the distance here. Let's see if he can go big hyzer and reach the green.
And he is going over the top. And to go that high, going that far uphill.
Oh,
are you kidding?
Gosh.
What?
Never in my life have I seen such a thing. Over the castle wall, pure hyzer. That is the biggest throw I've ever seen.
I'm not even kidding, dude. That's ridiculous. I'm blown away. That's unbelievable.
He's too far.
He doesn't even eat meat. I don't understand. No dairy.
Oh, you don't need to. He doesn't even need any honey.
That one bothers me, but that's a different conversation. I mean, come on. But anyways, I'm not getting into that debate.
And that is just outside the circle along. A good recovery, but a scary putt coming up for James. Johanni's going to be short. Maybe that's on purpose. Oh, you don't like to see that.
Don't do that.
Now we've got MJ throwing his second shot.
Senior FPB. With a nice little nose-up floaty shot. Once you clear this wall, it's almost impossible to keep the disc within 15 to 20 feet. You almost always have a 20-foot plus comeback.
James to save 3 and just a fearless putt.
And we still haven't even seen Eagle.
No, it would take too long to walk up there. Wow, great save from Johanni as well. And now we've got Eagle staring down a chance at a highlight too. I gotta think he's one of maybe 5 guys in the tournament that could throw it past this hole.
I have a hard time thinking more than Eagle and maybe Drew can get there from hyzer. Simon.
Wow, great too.
That's just
oh, he knows it.
That's so impressive. Hitting under the basket. Oh gosh.
Hopefully he aces it. Here we come, Sports Center.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it would be it's just crazy. 380 feet. It's like, what's so impressive about it? You don't know until you play it.
Yeah, come play it. Bring all your distance drivers. You're gonna need them. Hole 11, par 4, 780 feet, going downhill and then into a gap. We are playing to the gold pin, as always, all the way back here at the back. It kind of does open up at the end. You're going to want to throw as far as you can off the tee. Try to stay out of the Christmas trees and set up that gentle hyzer up the pipe. Eagle's probably going to set up a jump putt if he gets all this.
And he's got it standing up, which is what you want. Heading towards the right trees, which is what you want. And is fading back towards the middle, which is what you want.
As long as he's not directly under.
It's kind of the crapshoot of this hole. You know, you crush it, and then you kind of get the luck of the draw, whether it lands in a tree or not.
You find yourself in a spruce.
Are these spruces or are these Christmas pines?
Oh, we've got it all out here.
Okay.
But those blue dogs up the middle are sprucey spruce.
Jingle bells.
MJ, a little bit of turnover. This should find a nice landing zone.
And this is how, like, most professionals throw the disc in terms of distance. Like really
most elite top 20 players in the world. Most of them.
Yeah, they throw it far. Nice little flip up, like 450 to 500. And that's just like 200 feet behind James and Eagle. It's just crazy.
This is a great flight from Juhani.
He's crushing this octane.
Whoa, spruced.
Wow, definitely spruced. But man, if he gets past that, that might have been past Eagle. I don't know.
That was a crush.
That was a crush.
MJ shaping it perfectly. Oh, Rock did not cooperate, but he's still in makeable putt range.
What do you think MJ's favorite music is?
Reggaeton.
Rock and roll.
Oh, you already knew that?
Like
Just because he hit
he hit the rock and he rolled a little bit. It's a
right.
dumb joke.
It is a very dumb joke, but
Thank
I
you.
still like it.
All right.
And look at him go for it.
And Mike having to play a little dodgeball there with the disc. Dodge disc, I guess it would be.
Yeah, sure.
But inside the circle from James, almost split.
Beautiful shot.
Beautiful run there.
And Juhani really no chance to do anything from there. Just don't go in the woods.
Over there by the short basket that they place off to the side after the women finish their rounds.
And the bird did get spruced a little bit here. Ooh, and then he got tulip poplared.
Oh, man. I just hope he doesn't get beached here.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad. No way. Not a chance. Nearly cans it. Unfortunate to have a drive that long and not have much of a chance to get up. I mean, he had a good chance, but to not have that stand-up shot. But that's how it goes. If you throw it a little further, you won't have to deal with those spruce trees.
Being the 5th easiest hole in the course, averaging 4.02. Still, I mean, that tells you right there how difficult each one of these holes comes in at average.
Yeah, this isn't one of those 14 under type of courses.
And
MJ, big time putt. Makes the birdie even after the rock and roll.
Sometimes it's hard to focus after a loud concert, but the music to his ears is the chains as James also connects on his birdie putt.
Very nicely done. Eagle looking at a par. No problem at all.
And Juhani also having to settle for the, I don't want to say disappointing, but what a big drive off the tee.
Yeah.
Just really unfortunate there with the break that he had being right behind that tree.
Yeah. Hole 12, par 4, 650 feet. This is a little bit more uphill than it looks, folks. And you're trying to get up past that white rock, ideally to the top of the ridge, to set up your tunnel shot down to the basket. One very large tree has come down out of the middle of this gap that's really made this hole open up a bit. I would guess it's playing at least a quarter stroke easier than last year.
And I know our job is to call what we see here as these players are playing, as James is throwing a beautiful turnover drive.
Wow, get long.
And as long as it gets up that hill, he'll be looking downhill, which is exactly what you'd like.
He's loving that.
But I do want to take a second. If you see this tee pad just behind MJ here, that's with the rubber tee pad, that was where we played this hole a few years ago. And the most impressive sidearm of all time may have happened when Joey Lutz threw a forehand that went over the hill, down the gap, missing the big tree that's gone this year, hit a guy in the group in front of him at the circle's edge, and made the putt for 2.
He did make the putt.
He made the putt for 2.
That is nuts.
I can't help but think about that shot every time I see this hole.
Yeah, it is the stuff of lore.
And Eagle off to the left side. That left side isn't as punitive this year with that big tree in the middle being cut down, but it's still not exactly what you'd like. Juhani has turned over his tee shot, and it's not a bad place, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult. If you just get another 30, 40 feet, it makes everything so much easier because you have to go so far downhill on the second shot.
I think this is turning a little too soon. Yep. Almost good. Juhani going to a putter. This might be about right. Get around it. Oh, he's loving it. Slow down.
Wow, and he is
Oh, man.
long.
That's probably 45 feet long.
But a beautiful throw. It's so hard once you get it going over that hill to put the brakes on.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keeps going downhill.
James with the great touch with these beat up JK AVRs, but
That's
even
floating on him.
Maybe even longer than Juhani's. That's why I really like throwing that forehand play, because it's hyzering down to the ground as opposed to keeping the anhyzer, which keeps the disc afloat.
Eagle's picking up what you're putting down. He goes forehand mid-range, slides her up, a little bit of a roll, but I think he's going to be around edge of circle 1.
That's called the Eagle 99% circle.
That is what they call it. MJ. Ooh, it looked like a closer bid than it ended up actually being. From that angle, I really thought that was going to draw metal. Wild Juhani back here in the foliage. Good effort.
James, for the first time in his career, misses a jump putt.
And Eagle with a birdie look.
Call that a birdie make. Left side, but low enough.
Beautiful.
Caught by the MVP black hole target, which we have here for the first time ever, as this event has been renamed to the MVP Open this year. Big thanks to MVP for sponsoring the Disc Golf Pro Tour and making some pretty great discs.
Hole 13, par 3, 405 feet, dead straight downhill into the woods here. It's very hard to see the basket on this one because it's so bright at the top of the hill and so dark down here where the basket is. Mid-range or fairway driver is the preferred play. You're just going to try to throw a slight hyzer, let it stand up, and hopefully collect the disc down under this bridge in that little ditch. It's a great spot to kind of put the brakes on your shot for you.
This hole reminds me of like fairy tales when you're going from a meadow or a nice grassy field into like the dark forest where things you just don't go in there. Your grandparents and your father, the king, has told you never enter the enchanted woods of Maple Hill.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I wouldn't want to go in there if I didn't have to.
Unless it's down the middle of the fairway, in which case, please go and explore.
And James is needing a little turnover. Can he get it?
Gets a little bit of a drop. Not much of the turn, but stays straight the whole way.
That's in James' range.
Oh, yeah. Without question, that's a great shot there from Mr. Conrad. The son of the father-son combo here, without really any real family connections. Just hair.
Mm-hmm. Hair and general style.
In close proximity, being on the East Coast.
This has got a nice little flip on it. Maybe too much.
Yeah, it needs to come back out. Well, kind of got a little tree direction there. Inside circle 2 range, maybe.
Here's MJ. Gonna go with a floaty hyzer.
And if you finish off to the left side, it is so difficult. These trees are spaced out perfectly where there's really no gap. There's just a ton of, you can see perfectly here. There's just a bunch of tiny micro gaps. All wider than a disc, but none of them are really that inviting.
And that's going to roll. Eagle's going to have a little bit of a tough putt here to save his par.
I'd say he's pretty close to being outside the circle almost.
Juhani to the basket, easy par. 49-footer from the ditch for James. Wow, great catch there. A little high right, perfect shot. He's home for another birdie.
Wow, the circle 2 putting percentage from James Conrad so far is just outstanding.
And Eagle is certainly outside the circle here. Oh, just a little bit high. He's going to have to settle for a bogey.
And MJ having a testy putt here for his par. Count it.
Nice.
Great connection with the awkward footing.
Eagle bogeys. Juhani pars. Hole 14, par 3, 420 feet downhill over the pond. One of the absolute signature holes on the property and really in the sport. This is such a beautiful place to throw a disc and really get you feeling just the right amount of scared to have a good day. I mean, this is a really fun challenge for a top level player to have to hang the disc out over all that water and try to bring it in. Ideally, you want to hit below the hole, although it's very, very scary to do.
You got 15 feet to work with between the edge of the hill and the water. But look at this. This is nice. This is a good safe play from James.
It's to drop, maybe hit a tree.
Yeah, and that hillside there that's like the ideal spot to hit, really. You do leave yourself with a close to 30-foot putt at the water's edge, but that's the safest play to give yourself a look, but also not really test the shot over the water the whole time.
Yeah, this is a very safe shot.
And the thing is, even a really safe shot's not that safe if you don't land somewhere near the road. If you skip way down the hill, there's a ton of trees, and then you also have a very fast green to a very limited amount of space to work with.
Oh, this little turnover might be just perfect. Move the disc out. He might be hitting right there.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic shot. Kept the disc straight as long as possible. Almost no skip hitting those bark chips. That is just perfect.
There's nothing scarier to me than seeing a disc turn over towards the water out of your hand. Even if you know the disc, it still is such a scary, such a trusting thing to do. And I mean, that right there is as good as it can really be done. Phenomenal shot from Juhani.
This is nothing but a layup for MJ. Easily done. Eagle, I expect to run this.
That's in the water. Well,
Yep.
yeah. It's almost impossible to run that putt at all and expect it to hit anything besides water. But James is going after this one too.
Oh, at least he made contact.
You hate it for about a minute after it comes out low, but then it's way better than the alternative.
Absolutely.
And what a great birdie there. A highlight birdie for Juhani. Eagle is going to have to take his second consecutive bogey. That puts him at 1 over through 14.
Not where he expected to be.
Wow.
After runner-up position last year, he's going to have to get on his horse in a hurry. Hole 15, par 3, 355-foot tunnel shot up and over the valley here. You've just got to throw straight up the middle, mid-range or fairway driver. There are some forehand options, but you really just want to keep it right down this tunnel as best you can. You hit early and kick either way, and you end up in the bottom of that valley. It can be a very difficult save. There's just too many trees in between you and the basket.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful shot.
Back-to-back park jobs for Juhani.
If James can get hot here late, he's got a chance to put together a very special round at 5 under already. This isn't the way you want to start it off, though. That's probably savable, at least. He fell straight down.
Yeah, it's the second easiest hole in the course just because there's really not much danger other than an early tree kick. But yeah,
you absolutely see bogeys here. I mean,
yeah,
there's just so many bushes and trees if you get off that middle section of the fairway.
Well, I mean, it's the second easiest hole in the course, and it still averages 2.83, so it's not like it's, you know, deuce or die by any means. But wow, look at this run here from Eagle. That needs to slow down. The typical Eagle problems, he has gone too far with a disc that's too slow for anyone else to get there with.
Wow. And we did have an ace here. I believe Samuel Aldrich.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're right.
I heard it. I was sitting on 14 watching some shots, and I heard the big yell. So congratulations. Juhani with a finished dunk from there.
A finished dunk. You don't see those too often. Oh, Eagle knows right out of his hand. That's no bueno. And Juhani Conrad in for his par.
Great save.
The season is over, and it is time to order your 2019 Pro Tour trading cards. Top 50 MPO, top 15 FPO, plus our limited release specialty cards. Pre-orders are guaranteed at least one limited release specialty card in each pack or deck.
MJ makes birdie as well. Really well done by him. Hole 16, par 3, 530 feet, downhill through the tunnel. Super long tunnel shot. At least you have the downhill. You're just trying to keep it as straight as possible. Any shot that finds that grass at the end, fantastic. You're loving it if you're anywhere within 100 feet. Honestly, I don't know if I'm buying 530 though. You ready to sell there? Or are you thinking?
You're thinking shorter or longer?
I think shorter.
I don't.
Well, you can buy. I'm gonna sell.
It just feels every bit of it, and that is a bad kick. Oh, it's yeah. Dropped down though.
And left. That's going to be a tough save, being on the upslope still. Probably blind to the basket.
Yeah, that's the tree to miss.
That's not good. That's over there by Juhani. Very difficult.
And it's not quite even at the top of the hill, so when it hits that tree and comes backwards, you're not just dealing with 100 trees in the way. You're dealing with the hillside, which doesn't really allow you to get over.
Oh, this is... Wow, that was looking pretty gapped. I thought he was going to get up there in circle 2.
That's the way a lot of players like to play this hole. Kind of leaked out to the right side. Even if you get over to the right behind this tree that's kind of on the corner.
Oh, my.
Oh, this is gapped perfectly. Oh, my goodness.
Holy cow. Base.
Yeah, wow. I'm going to guess we're going to get a FollowFlight on that one.
That was so perfect. No, never even the thought of hitting a tree.
Wow. Oh,
fantastic shot.
Jesus. Disc golf is so cool.
It is. It really is. Let's watch some videos about it. MJ trying to make a forehand work. I think he's hit another tree, so it's unlikely he'll be able to save par. You can see what Juhani's looking at. Not great.
Wow.
Get through. Slow down.
Yeah, slow down now, but that's
fine. I mean, that giving yourself an opportunity to save from there. Really well done.
A lot of skill and a little luck and get him a circle's edge look there for his par look.
MJ gonna lay up here and take a bogey. James with a long look at birdie. Just to the left.
It's disappointing to me when he doesn't hit metal, at least. Just because he's it's just so consistent at it.
He probably shares that sentiment. Oh, man. He even had the low ceiling, had to drop to a knee, nearly made the save.
I think the whole car is going to tap up before we get to Eagles Drive.
Yeah.
That's just... we got 2 4s, a 3... And they're still not closer.
And the easiest 2 of the round for Eagle. Awesome shot.
One way to get back to even.
Hole 17, par 4, 650 feet, going uphill over the Christmas trees, then breaking right down a tunnel to an elevated basket. This hole plays as one of the easier holes on the course because all you really have to do is throw a power turnover. Doesn't have to get that far in here, and then the upshot is fairly routine if you can kind of just float it up here and slide up to the basket. Now that it is elevated and on that little cliff though, it does add a little bit of difficulty. Eagle loses the hat. I win the bet.
Dang it. Okay, well that's far enough that even though it's not as turned over as he'd like it to be, he's putting at the basket, which is a really awesome thing to ever have to say for year 2.
James wants this to keep turning. I think that's going to be enough. It's not the perfect shot he's looking for, but I don't think... Ooh, it got a little far on him. Hopefully that's not really in his way. It ought to be a pretty doable upshot. Juhani can crush.
Yeah.
We know that about him.
Yep.
Oh, this is not it, though. I picked the wrong time to say that. He went too low, too flippy, and that is a nightmare spot. MJ's too much turn
Wow.
here.
Yeah.
No, you're not liking that. You gotta get out of the Christmas trees here.
Yeah. It's really important to get a look for birdie here. This is really the only, I don't want to say, there's no birdie or die holes on this course, but this is the easiest hole in the course according to score. It's a par, averaging about a half stroke below par.
Okay.
And really nothing else on the course is even close to that. What?
Oh, yeah,
A recovery
MJ.
shot. Yeah.
Perfect shot. Here is Juhani approaching to get his par.
That's a good touch there. The elevated basket, that's a new addition to this hole. Takes away those eagle looks, as eagle will have a look for it.
Mm-hmm.
But the eagle looks that some players could potentially get in the past, most likely going to turn those into layups now.
Oh, and James is a little wide. He's going to have an obstructed putt for his birdie. Eagle smartly just going to lay up.
And maybe in years past, maybe he gives that a half, quarter bid, something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no reason to do anything silly there. Lay that one up.
Oh, and James with the rare miss today, a little bit high. Juhani for par. Good save. James will make par. We've got very short birdie putts left for MJ and for Eagle. Hole 18, par 4, 680 feet, playing from a brand new tee pad. I really love the change. A little bit longer, a little bit more uphill, introducing a lot more strategy to this hole because you cannot drive it nearly as far up the fairway as you used to be able to. And then you've got to go across this gap to the island green. If you go out of bounds, you're either at a drop zone or where you crossed if you never made it over the island.
And Paul Oman showing some dance moves up there. This whole change has just really reconstructed the way this course finishes.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic change. It's so difficult. It takes this hole from being an advanced level difficulty in terms of getting a birdie to super pro level. I mean, it takes two phenomenal drives or two phenomenal shots. You could get far enough where your second shot isn't a drive, but if you do anything less than full driver here, you're definitely throwing a fast speed disc into your second.
James is going too far left here.
And there is out of bounds.
I think he's short of it, but he's in the woods.
Yeah, that's the same thing as being out of bounds. It's going to cost him a stroke to get out of there. Nice low rip there from Juhani. Not going to quite get the distance that he would need to probably think about attacking the pin on his second.
I'm not sure we're going to see anyone attack here.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Nobody had a very good drive.
I don't really know where Eagle landed, but he's probably going to be pitching up somewhere near the green. Or, on the layup area, I should say.
If he got really lucky, he might be in a position to go for it.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know how I missed that banner on the side of the sap house, but that is a large MVP banner.
Oh no, James does not really get out. He's inbounds, but that's setting up a pressure shot. Eagle, since he's standing still, I'm going to say layup here. And it definitely is that.
Yep. And there's no point in getting any closer to the wall. That's just a very safe shot there for Eagle.
James with a pressure shot here. Going to go for the green. This is not looking good. It needs to get up.
Oh,
not quite.
No.
I think that maybe got up on the island. He may end up at the drop zone. It just matters if he crossed the island at any point during that shot.
Yeah, actually, I don't think it would be to his advantage.
No, honestly. I don't think so either.
If you cross the island, then you get to go to the drop zone, which gives you a gap to the pin. If not, then you just go where you cross, and where he crossed would give him a much more open look at the pin, and maybe
perhaps
even
a shorter
closer.
Putt. Yeah. These layups going well for Eagle, Juhani, and MJ. Looks like they did not give James the drop zone, so probably advantageous to him.
And
though he is a little high and left. Mike with a great dive.
Oh, man. And really frustrating finish for James, who had a really nice drive on 17, was unable to come away with the birdie. And it looks like at best case scenario, he's going to be faced with a double bogey here on 18.
Yeah, he got out to a great start, but a slow finish on the last 6 or so holes.
So acknowledging the crowd, of course, but yeah, that's a frustrating finish for him, who had a great round going. And Eagle with a nice bounce back. He had some really rough parts of the round, but man, he had some fantastic shots. The one on 10, the one on 16, unreal.
Yeah, a very evenly matched card. James at 3, MJ at 2, Juhani and Eagle both at 1. So decent rounds, but not great. Here is our leaderboard. We've got Nicola Castro in first, a big tie for second place, including yours truly, I'm happy to say.
Yeah, sure you would be happy to say that. I'd be happy to say that if I were you too.
Yeah, you get there, man. Join me.
We'll see.
We will see you guys for round 2 coverage.